evening, ladies and gentlemen. Join me in giving the Pledge to Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Remain standing for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red, the bombs bursting in the air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Family, staff, and friends, join me in congratulating this class on its outstanding accomplishments. As I reflect on this class, the phrase of cooperative involvement comes immediately to mind. Great achievements come to those who have learned how to cooperate. For the class of 1990, we at Lincoln High School have seen cooperation from the beginning. This has been demonstrated by the tremendous support and cooperation first extended between you parents and your students. You parents need to know that all the support you have given your son or daughter is greatly appreciated by them, as well as Lincoln High School. For the class members themselves, from the time they entered as freshmen, they have cooperated with one another to bring success to many individuals and the class as a whole. This attitude of cooperation has led to involvement for more individual members of this class than any class of the last 10 years to graduate from Lincoln High School. Yes, involvement has been positive, never negative, has been spirited, and has led to tremendous achievement. For example, members of this class have excelled, whether we talk about athletics, class competitions, drama, music, or college entrance acceptance. This class has truly achieved. All of us tonight are proud to reflect in your many and varied achievements. More students from this class were accepted into colleges of their choice than ever before. Just take a look. Just take a look at the list you received tonight to see already the accomplishments of the class of 1990. More students have successfully achieved an advanced placement than in the history of Lincoln High School. SAT scores for these graduates are higher than ever. This class, as seniors, had the highest CAP scores in 3 county areas tonight. one tonight of all the numbers of league championships that this class has achieved as well. Yes, achievements have been great. However, achievements are partially the result of attitude, and that is why I have seen in this class cooperation and involvement. In closing, let me say that each year in the 3 years that I have had the privilege to speak before classes at Lincoln High School, I've always selected a famous individual that I would like to bring to the class for them to think about from time to time. This year, I selected Albert Einstein. I came to appreciate Albert Einstein a little bit more than I had in the past when I had the opportunity this year to travel to Washington, D.C. I don't know how many of you have had the opportunity to be there and to climb up on old Albert's lap and sit there like you would on Grandpa's lap, because that's the type of statue they have of Albert Einstein in Washington, D.C. It was a privilege to see it. You could see the worn places where people had sit and sort of put their hands on his arms and felt close to him. However, the reason I chose Albert Einstein is for 3 different things. First, Albert Einstein was brilliant. And yes, we have brilliant people as members of the class of 1990. Second, I chose Albert Einstein because he had a sense of humor. In explaining one of his famous concepts, Albert Einstein said, "Sit with a pretty girl for an hour, and it seems like a minute. Sit on a hot stove for a minute, and it seems like an hour." That's relativity. Finally, I chose Albert Einstein because he had a sense of what is right for all humankind, and I know that we have a class filled with those individuals. Albert Einstein said, "The most important human endeavor is the striving for morality in our actions. Only morality in our actions can give beauty and dignity to life." To the class of 1990, I commend you, and I ask you to always remember to give beauty and dignity to life.
Welcome to the beginning of the class of 1990. Graduation usually means the end, the culmination of a program. In our case, this is only the beginning. Over the past 4 years, the class of 90 has accomplished the following: raised almost $12,000 as a class, gave four $250 scholarships to members of the class of 1990, donated $750 to the Dr. Todd Anton Scholarship Fund, provided financial support for Disneyland and Grad Night, donated $500 seed money to the class of 94, put aside $500 for the class reunion, and donated $1,200 for funds for senior college applications. The class of 90 has established a tradition of student support of school activities. Over 220 students went to Disneyland, and approximately 200 are going on the Bay Cruise this evening. I'd like to thank, first, all of our parents who have encouraged us and stood by us the last 4 years. Without all of you, this evening would not have been possible. We love you. Second, I'd like to thank Principal Lynn Rauch and the Lincoln Unified School Board for underwriting the cost of Grad Night Bay Cruise. We'd also like to say thank you to the PTSA for all their help and support throughout the past 4 years by donating the balance of our account to them. I left out a major accomplishment, and I'm going to tell you right now before we thank the senior team. The class of 90 won Spirit Week 4 years in a row. We'd like to thank Mrs. Sanguinetti for her caring, positive attitude. She always made us feel important, even when we were in trouble. don't know what we would have done without you, saying we love you. I'd also like to thank Suzanne Kornecki, who put up with all of our negatives as well as our positives, and for helping me type this speech. We were lucky to have you. I'd like to thank Morgan Hewitt for all of her time and effort that she has spent to get us to this graduation. We will never know how much we appreciate you. And we'd also like to thank Natalie Gillum for help and guidance. Without that help, some of us may not have been here this evening. Good luck next year. In our appreciation for these four ladies, we present them gift certificates for dinner at Le Bistro. Pick it up after. Now to our modest advisors. To Ferg, Fry, and Carson, the yearbook couldn't have said it any better. The senior class of 1990 would like to thank you for your tremendous enthusiasm and contributions to our class. You guys are priceless. Our graduation is dedicated to the three of you. In our appreciation for all three of you, we have set money aside to buy each one of you new chairs for your office, as well as donating $1,000 to the biology department. And now for the class gift. We donate approximately $4,000 towards a new sound system for the gym. We hope you enjoy this and remember the class of 90 when you can hear people speaking clearly in the gym. And now, as we enter a new beginning, let's hope it will be half as good as the last 4 years have been.
Thank you, Jordan. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce several individuals that represent the finest and the best academically that Lincoln High has to offer. First, I would like to introduce the individuals who have achieved a 4.0. Somewhere along the line, they got 1B. So as I call your name, I'd like to have you stand. Christine Carmenetta, attending Santa Clara University, majoring in international business. Carmen Matiz Cervantes, attending Delta College in social welfare. John Giletti, California State University, Northridge, pharmacy. Karen Raymaker, California State University, Sacramento. This is the one I like, elementary education. Abraha Tadase, Washington University, St. Louis, Missouri, Scholars Program in Medicine. Heather Tatton, American University, Washington, D.C., International Business Management. Luong Tai, University of the Pacific, Pharmacy. And now for those students who received a perfect 4.0 or better with no B grades, Adam Chester, UC Berkeley. Scott Fujimoto, Pomona College, Pre-Med. Aaron Hong, UC Davis. Kevin Jeffrey, Stanford. Sharon Jones, Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo, Business Administration. Brian Karoff, Caltech, Astronomy. Christina Lindstrom, UC Davis. Vu Fawn, UC Davis. Christina Ripken, USC, International Relations. Dawn Midori Terashita, UC Berkeley. And Stefan Tu, UC Berkeley, Electrical Engineering.
I think we all know of the legendary talent, spirit, and enthusiasm that embodies the class of 1990. However, the most telling aspect of our class is its unity, and that is largely why we have decided to present a unified speech. We found it impossible to center our thoughts around a single idea, so instead we'll do our best to reflect on our 4 years here and some of our Spirit Week themes. We'll touch on freshman-like challenges, on bears, friendship, and caring, on 2010 and dreams of the future, and finally on Las Vegas, gambling, and making choices. I think the one single most important choice that faces all of us right now is whether we want to go on with our lives like we're just trying to get things over with, or if we want to make events in our lives important, to strive to create our own set of memories. Those girls at Mills College had a choice. They could have gotten up and left, just transferred schools, but they stood up for their beliefs and succeeded, made a difference. Tonight I had a choice. I could have come up here, told a dirty joke, and sat down, but I wanted to try to say something you'd remember, to make a difference. This class 4 years ago had a choice. We could have just studied, said spirit isn't cool, and done nothing but get high school over with. But we made events meaningful. We created our own set of memories. We made a difference. As we move on, I hope we can all maintain that same desire. We need to avoid the trap of living paycheck to paycheck, exam to exam, Friday night cake party to Friday night cake party. Seize the day. All it takes is little things, like a drive with your kids to Yosemite, or inviting a group of old friends over for dinner. Little moments that you'll remember and smile when you think about. If you have nothing to look back on, you have nothing to look forward to, because it means you're stuck in a rut of eating, sleeping, and just getting life over with. If you have no room for memories, you have no room for hopes, no room for dreams. I think Margaret Harling put it best when she said, "I'd rather have 30 minutes of something wonderful than a lifetime of nothing special." This class has had a bunch of those 30 minutes, at Spirit Weeks, at prom and BZ, at Arco Arena, at Disneyland, and tonight. Let's continue making events in our lives something wonderful. Let's continue to remember the times we had here together. Let's not try to just get things over with. Let's continue to create our own set of memories. Thank you for forever being a part of mine.
Years ago, a running coach told me, "Chris, you will never have a sprint at the end of your race." I believed him. I honestly believed that I would never be able to sprint. That is, until a friend of my mother's came to me and said, "Chris, everyone can sprint." But I was not convinced. Isn't it amazing how our mindsets can change when someone believes in you and shares that belief with you? This woman convinced me that I could try, just try. That's all I had to do. But I was afraid I would not be successful. So I went to the track alone to see what I could do. Sometimes all it takes is the first step. And for me, that first try made me realize that I too had a sprint. With this confidence, this year, I made the mile relay team. The world can only have one Albert Einstein and one Florence Griffith Joyner, but we all have a special talent. Don't let yours hide. dare to try. If everyone dares to try and has the love and support of those around them, their goals can become a reality. Our freshman year marked the beginning of a great adventure that would bring us to the final days of our senior year. We entered Lincoln High School with new hopes, fears, and the imminent threat of detention. There seemed to be much going against us. We had to overcome the gigantic size of the campus, unheard of loads of homework, and a completely different social environment. However, nothing has been able to hamper the unity that our class possesses. In fact, the class of 1990 brought a surge of spirit that Lincoln High had not seen for many years. I think it was our unity and enthusiasm that made our freshman year such a memorable experience. The pride we felt helped to build more confidence in our class and ourselves. One freshman student summed it up in the 1987 yearbook by proclaiming, "I am proud to be a freshman."
Spirit Week of our sophomore year brought us the theme of bears, of friendship, caring, and adventures. In our old sophomore yearbook, I read, "Not far behind them were the unbeatable bears. They were also on the trail to the adventure of a lifetime." We certainly have been on a big adventure these last 4 years, but the adventure to come will be even greater. One thing I learned my sophomore year in Latin class was that sophomore really means being a wise fool. As a class, we have hopefully become much wiser and considerably less foolish. I find that the more I learn, the more I realize just how little I know, but how wonderful and challenging that feels. Once you're thirsty for knowledge, the glass will always need filling, and the rewards will be overflowing. Treasure always the support from our parents and guardians, the love of our grandparents, the continued commitment of our teachers, and our loyal friends. Continue to be friends, continue to reach out with heart and mind, continue to be unbeatable. Our class of 1990 has been winners all the way. As we realize the importance of friends, here are Dawn and Aaron to share a very special poem.
For 4 years now, together we've grown. We've never been separate. We've never been alone.
Tonight's the last night we'll be the class of 90 as one. Look all around. Recall the memories of fun.
To the left is your comrade, your companion at your right. Your buddy sits in front, friends all in sight.
We've formed a bond together for always and forever.
And some of us have made close friends. We say we'll be there to the end.
Though others of us never met, we're here together, futures set.
As each day passed, we went along. Now we know we can't go wrong.
With friends amongst us, family near, everything our minds hold dear.
We met as freshmen for the very first time. Naive and perplexed, we began our climb.
We united to form an invincible class. We rallied together, but our splendor is past.
For many of us, it's our last goodbye, but for some, we'll always be there, friends till we die.
Now we move on, our childhood through, and with us we carry our memories too.
But not even passage of time can sever the memories of our friendship together.
It's difficult to find just the right words to say, when in your body you must leave and in your heart you must stay.
It's difficult to show that you really mean goodbye, just standing there gaping while your heart starts to cry.
It's difficult to express your exact emotion, your depression, your grief, your everlasting devotion.
Now it's time to really say goodbye, the final words. May friendship never die.
If you will remember back to our junior year, you will recall the theme of 2010. Since this theme looks forward towards the future, we will concentrate the next few segments on the upcoming years. Personally, I would like to say a few words about something that I feel is very important, and that is dreams. Now, when I say dreams, I mean that special item or accomplishment that you have worked towards or just hoped for over the years. They can be of any size, great or small. One of my dreams is being realized right now as I give this speech. Another I have had for a long time, and I probably will have this dream for a long time to come. I have always wondered just what it would feel like to be standing on the moon as I look back on our beautiful home planet. Whatever they may be, great or small, your hopes and your dreams are important. A man named John Campbell summed it up best when he said, "The only way to true happiness is to follow your bliss." More simply, hold on to your hopes, hold on to your dreams. For as we make our way out into the world, it's going to become more and more difficult to keep our dreams in sight. Don't lose sight of your dreams. Wherever you may go, keeping your dreams in sight, keeping your dreams alive, will help to bring meaning and purpose to your life. The only way to true happiness is to follow your bliss.
The future of our society rests not only on each individual dream, but on the dreams of the many. The challenges that lie ahead are numerous. Drugs, crime, pollution, war, and racism are all things we must deal with in our future. Whether we succeed or fail determines whether our society succeeds or fails, for it is we who determine our society. No one else will determine it for us. Therefore, it is a responsibility of each of us to contribute a little toward our future. We all do not have to be saints or heroes, only responsible beings who show a little concern. The future can be a bleak and scary place, but it does not have to be. It is your choice.
As we walk up to the stage tonight and receive our diplomas, we gain several things. We gain freedom. Freedom from the drudgeries of high school, the meaningless assignments, the bells, detention, and all the other things we've grown to hate. After tonight, no one can force us to go to school, or tell us where to be, or what to do there. We gain the right to decide our own fate, whether to go on to college and continue our education, or to begin to pursue our careers. But with this freedom, there also comes a responsibility to do the right thing for yourself and the people around you. In the 1980s, we have seen problems such as crime, greed, and corruption escalate to levels never seen before in this country. People seem to care only about themselves, about their own pleasure at the time, not about how their actions will affect their lives or other people's in the future. The class of 1990 can turn this trend around. We can do this by believing in ourselves and following our conscience. In the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson, to believe your own thought, to believe that what is true for you in your private heart is true for all men, that is genius. Our class has already achieved more success in academics, sports, and school and community spirit than Lincoln has seen in some time. There is no reason to believe that we will not be as successful in the future. But as you climb the ladder of success and prestige, keep the statement by Aristotle in mind. With regard to excellence, it is not enough to know, but we must try to have and use it.
After having been to so many graduation, I can empathize with your anxiety right now. So, therefore, I will briefly tell you about gambling. Well, gambling is fun, gambling is costly, gambling is addictive, gambling is compulsive, gambling is illegal, and gambling is just plain bad. And no, this is not the end of my speech. There is another issue that I would like to address related to gambling. Education. Where I come from, education is not free and education is not mandatory. Education is a privilege and education is only for the privileged. Here, education is virtually free, yet I have known many people who either drop out of school or abuse the system. They do not seem to understand the value of education and try to exploit as much of the available resources as possible for their own benefit. Why education? Education allows for upward social mobility, if wealth is what you're interested in. Education facilitates communication to prevent misunderstanding and to stop the ignorance that leads to prejudice and discrimination. Class of 1990, you are the future of America, and the future of America depends on you. So learn your ABCs and don't gamble your futures away.
Okay, everybody is asleep. Please wake up now because I'm the last speaker today. You know, I think it's ironic that our class chose Las Vegas as our Spirit Week theme for this year, 1989-90. It perfectly fits us, since the class of 90 has always been a gambling class. In my minute at the mic, I'm not going to enlighten you with words of wisdom, as I believe the other 10 valedictorians have already done a good job of that. Instead, I'd rather tell a funny story about the class of 90, which I think shows our daring and gambling character. Earlier this year, during a pig dissection in anatomy class, 2 students bet another student $40 that he wouldn't chew and swallow part of a dead pig's brain. This bold, anonymous senior was in a gambling mood and wanted to make some extra money, so he accepted the bet. He then proceeded to slowly chew and swallow the juicy brown pig brain. The student thought he won the gamble as he collected his hard-earned $40. However, Mr. Ferguson, the anatomy teacher, soon heard about this intriguing but illegal bet. He decided that since a daring student broke school policy, not only by gambling illegally, but also by eating school laboratory equipment, the student would have to donate his $40 back to the anatomy lab. So after all, this poor student ate a dead pig brain for nothing, and ended up losing his gamble. Mr. Mueller, better luck next time. And good luck to all the class of 90 in its future endeavors. The memories will always be there. Thank you.
And now, what we have all been waiting for, the presentation of diplomas.
We're in your graduated boys school together, maybe.
Tricia Danielle Granados. Adam Joshua Chester. Jordan Megenheim. Scott Allen Fujimoto. Kurt Emmett Warland. Erin Denise Hong. Ralph Kamesa Baha. Kevin Lee Jeffrey. Kristen Corrine Caminata. Sharon Sue Jones. John Martin Giletti. Brian Christian Carroll. Carmen Monty Cervantes. Christina Lindstrom. Karen Marie Raymaker. Vu Fawn. Abraha Tedessa. Christina Ripken. Heather Anne-Marie Tatton. Don Midori Terashita. Long Tai. Stephen Tu. Rosalind Charlene Abdallah. Robert Evan Frisbee. Rachel Michelle Hackley. Phil Ayer. Iba Adnan Alhindi. Twyla Lynn Acierto. Diana Michelle Alberts. Mike Aquisto. Olga Maritza Teresa Alsea.
Shahrazad Alazawi.
Sheldon Allen.
Jennifer Ann Alderson.
Jennifer Jean Anderson.
Matthew Aaron Allen.
Harold W. Bassage.
Katina May Alley.
Ken Barber.
Cecilia Juliana Ariano.
Damon Ray Barclay.
Dana Bagley.
Sheila Leanne Barth.
Israel Banuelos.
Aaron M. Behan.
Sarab Barkador.
Kristen Bennett.
Kelly Lee Barsanti.
Melanie Ann Byer.
Tyson Donald Bell.
Joseph Edward Blanson.
Anthony Dino Bertolozzi.
Edward J. Bonilla.
Marcel L. Black.
Rachel Allison Boone.
Nicholas Robert Bonfilio.
Kristen Francis Botiller.
Nilofer R. Bonshahi.
Ellen Marie Brown.
April Christina Borneman.
Cynthia Ann Bryden.
Michelle Therese Britt.
Shahraz Buhari.
Scott Brown.
Jennifer Cheryl Bergen.
Robert Matthew Buck.
Robert Hamilton Busher.
Brian Gregory Bunce.
Andrea Karish.
Bridget Bernadette Busalaki.
Jeffrey Darren Carr.
Valentine Cabanig.
Rhonda Renee Cartwright.
Mike Allen Canada.
Nancili Castle.
Jason Ross Carpenter.
John Matthew Cicchini.
Connie Amalia Carranza.
Amy Chan.
William Anthony Cash Jr.
Jason Cheney.
Tamara K. Cates.
Chan Korn.
Felix Seha.
Steve Chase.
Tina S. Chan.
David Childs.
Chan Poem.
Mok Chun.
Corey Lee Childers.
Angela Eileen Church.
Ton Chuap.
Tamara Lynn Clark.
Corey Chuchi.
Marcy Coburn.
Victoria Lynn Cobb.
Matthew Ryan Corcoran.
Stephanie Jennifer Copeland.
Christy Jean Coveney.
Jeannie Renee Corey.
Juanita Michelle Kraft.
Jesse Patrick Cox.
Eugene Dixon Cruz.
Raquel Santos Crane.
Michelle Lynn Culbertson.
Roberto Alexander Cruz.
William Sean Curtis.
Brian Scott Cunningham.
Christy Deanne Dolman.
Lorraine Denise Castino.
Robert James Davis.
David G. Davenport.
Cecilia Deal.
Yvonne Hazel Dazo.
Joseph John DeGregory.
Chinda Deck.
Brandy Lynn Delaranga.
Elena Delgado Luson.
Chepo de Santiago.
Scott De Niro.
Thomas Donahue.
Jennifer Dorothea.
Krishna Dove.
Anna Marie Downey.
Tisha Kelly Dwyer.
Rosette D.
Heather Eberhardt.
Charles Jeffrey Edwards.
Laurie Ann Ehlers.
Jason Errett.
Jacqueline Andreen Elib.
Sarah Elizabeth Emerson.
Matthew Emig.
Sam Ol N.
Sean Englehart.
Albert Fabella.
Ian Falconham.
Shannon L. Ferguson.
Luisa Renata Fernandez.
Frank Fleming.
Philip Edward Finucane.
Yuki Koga Fly.
Jennifer Elizabeth Flock.
Arnold J. Chin.
Christy Lynn Foreman.
Sean Jeffrey Fields.
Julie Christine Fry.
Gregory Lewis Friedman. Carolyn Gerlain. Krista Fulmer. Chris James Garcia. Angela Rochelle Garcia. Hector E. Garcia. Hema Garcia Miranda. Jason Gaskins. Jennifer Rebecca Gardner. Brian Todd Gatchett. Edwin J. Gaspar. Kristen K. Gill. Tammy Lee Gentry. John Anthony Giuffre. Gregory Joseph Giuffre. Scott Christopher Gehring. John Aaron Gluskin. Javier Gonzalez Sanchez. Jason Gonzalez. Rebecca Maurice Gowdy. Kendallin A. Goodwin. Gretchen Brooke Grammel. Michael Gray. Benjamin John Gaston. Jeffrey Lance Guerrero. Tammy Holgren. Aaron David Halva. Elizabeth Hamill. Eric Robert Hammond. Christine Hamamoto. Sandra Hardwick. Pamela Renee D. Holly.
Albert T. Hoy.
Jennifer C. Holmes.
Robert Humphreys, Jr.
Jeremy Christian Howard.
Fong T. Kim Hoon.
Carrie Lynn Humphreys.
Michelle Marie Yeager.
Steve Hung.
Stacy Lene James.
Doug Jacobs.
Jacinda Suzanne Jenkins.
Shannon Elizabeth James.
Jewett Ryan.
Joaquin Jarameo.
Ethan John.
Douglas Jenkins.
Scott Lee Johnson.
Jennifer Lynn Jennison.
Hydran Cashel.
Sean Johansson.
Cynthia Lynn Kennedy.
Julie Denise Johnson Ratto.
C. Khan.
Wendy May Ann Ju.
Ratana Kim.
Wen G. Kalba.
Laura Korak.
Janet Lynn Kelly.
Melinda Lagorio.
Vut Keo.
Alan Lane.
Sarah Kuhn.
Bach Lee.
Destiny L. Kimes.
Khan Lay.
Crouch Mitch.
Fu Duk Lee.
Michelle Nicole Landon.
Andrew Lee.
Jason Michael Lang.
Ben R. Lyric.
Andrew Lee.
Wade Little.
Linda Lee.
Melanie Rose Livingstone.
Kevin Michael Leclerc.
Lina Long.
Nicole Ann Leonard.
Amy Christina Lopez Gallego.
Mark Lewis.
Leah Natasha Lotman.
Pakdi Liv.
Jennifer Astrid Lyons.
Luth Lowen.
Suzanne Wynn Meyer.
Eric David Lopez.
Clinton Mallard.
Tabby Lore.
Anne Marie Minetti.
Gerald Lawrence.
Melody Mariano.
Tina Michelle Magyar.
Michelle Lynn Martin.
Ricky Maldonado.
Stephen Hughes Mason.
Byron K. Manabi. Hughes. Stephanie Lynn Moore. Mitch McGlory. Mary Eileen Moorhead. Brad Miller. Brian Patrick Mulrooney. Michelle Janine Milligan. An H. Nguyen.
Curtis Molen.
Sarah Elisa Nimps.
Margaret Monique Mora.
Todd Elliott Nord.
Michael Jason Mueller.
Patrick Michael Northrup.
Frank William Musgrove.
Jeffrey A. Odell.
Bon Nguyen.
Jennifer Michelle Olds.
Chad Nagel.
Ryan Oliver.
Brian Mitchell Nord.
Cynthia Oneto.
Norm Sarin.
Randy Ortega.
Ewan Sopa.
Jennifer Ott.
Carrie Elizabeth Olin.
Carla Angelica Paredes.
Aaron Ashley Olson.
Jonathan Cernilio Penaflor.
Cristo Raymond Ortega.
Regina Peterson.
Robert Ota.
David Solon Phillips.
Joseph Ralph Paper.
Anthony Lee Pickthall.
Amy Christina Paul.
Chai Plang.
Ira Perez.
Elizabeth Powell.
Min Fan.
Danielle Lee Nichols.
Rachana Poom.
Denise Leanne Privatelli.
Eric Allen Pitzker.
Plev Prom.
Stephanie Renee Potts.
Angela Radigan.
Chris Pretzer.
Kathleen Ann Ratto.
Edward James Privet.
Ryan Martin Regan.
Joshua Pugh.
Delani Denise Rello.
Mike Redwood.
Stephanie Diane Riverall.
Nathan Talbert Ryman II.
Lee Elizabeth Rickerson.
Tanya Paulita Rillo.
Guadalupe Rivera.
Ryan Richards.
Anna Lorene Robinson.
Sean K. Rourke.
Brandon D. Rogers.
Daniel Joseph Rodriguez.
Triffin Marie Rojas.
Melanie Ann Rogers.
Fernando Rosino.
Don Marie Ross.
Richard M. Ross.
Rosel Robero.
Miriam Janice Rothman.
Anthony Brian Sabala.
Jeffrey Joseph Russell.
Roderick Ray Ross.
Michael Lewis Solomon.
Denisha Nicole Sales.
Jennifer Keo Sato.
Katie Marie Schaefer.
Pamela Christine Schmidt.
Adam Michael Schneider.
Gina Marie Scriven.
Kevin Seibel.
Christine Sepiol.
Jennifer Searles.
Sean Cerna.
Jennifer Beth Severson.
Megan Ann Sheely.
Kristen Lynn Sherman.
Gina Marie Shields.
Teresa C.Y. Shee.
Billy Joe Ann Sylvie.
Donna Renee Silver.
Paul Sinogi.
Trop Mona Sim.
Steve James Skelton.
Michelle Eileen Siskoff.
David Andrew Smith.
Christina Jane Smith.
Josie Kendra Smith.
Devin Charles Smith.
Bobby Smith.
Wilbur H. Smith.
Lori Jean Spencer.
Glenna Christine Stanley.
Heath Thomas Stanton.
Jeffrey Bolton Stebbins.
John L. Stevens IV.
Malcolm Stewart.
Toussaint Stewart.
Angela Lee Stiles.
Erica Stoikov.
Casey Streeter.
Scott Gregory Stroll.
Lisa Monique Stuckey.
Mike Sun.
Srapao Sun.
David Sung.
Philip Garrett Sust.
Jennifer Lorene Swan.
Shelby Cheyenne Swartz.
David Swieger.
Evan Alexander Swingle.
Bopa Sai.
Robert Zakas.
Gemma Tadak.
Gary Tam.
Stacy Talbot.
Kendra Marie Tarbett.
Manda Tam.
Jamal Tarkington.
Kimberly Tarbot.
Heather Taylor.
Alexander Robert Tieford.
Amy Danae Teeters.
Sarah Telshaw.
Tu Tang.
Marlo Tewksbury.
Savi Tan.
Modena Shanta Tan.
Mylan C. Thomas.
Scott Thibodeau.
Ben Threet.
Nika Tenney.
Derek Jason Tim.
Alvaro Torres.
Chung Tan.
E. Tran.
Shannon Marie Trainer.
Dan Trin.
Steve Tress.
Fo Trong.
An Trong.
Sherry Renee Velisca.
Corey Valdez.
Sean Michael Vasquez.
Kenneth Vargas.
Jeffrey Scott Bernash.
Cindy A. Verstel.
Bong V. Vu.
Tuck Vo.
Russell Walker.
Janelle Elaine Vrobel.
Stephanie Renee Weaver.
Elaine Wachholtz.
Cynthia Darlene Weiss.
Douglas Ward.
Brent Kimball Whitney.
Cody Webster.
Aaron P. Wilder.
Julie Lynn Whitehouse.
Kenneth Paul Winkler.
Robert Whittle.
David Patrick Wogan.
Edward Andrew Wilmette.
Warren Wong.
Joel Anthony Winter.
E. Sun.
Janelle Suzanne Wolters.
Mao Ni.
Wesley John Wong.
Richard Aaron Yarrington.
Yam Sa.
Jeff Youngbird.
Magdi J. Zachary.
Mary Elizabeth Zamora.
And Craig Zunino.